Nasreddine Nabi is cooking. Nasreddine Nabi is in charge. No Kwinika, no Ditlokwe, no Ox Mtetwa. Kaizer Chiefs wins this one 1-2 away from home. Bloemfontein Toyota Stadium was packed. Bloemfontein Celtic supporters came out to support Marumo Gallants. I don't think anyone who was there wasted their money. The Betway Premiership is back. Match day 1. I actually gave a correct prediction on this match that Kaizer Chiefs were going to win this one 1-2. And funny enough, it was the young stars who brought the first 3 points for the Tunisian coach. Well, on this episode, I'll be giving the 5 things we can take away, the 5 things we have learned from this match between Marumo Gallants hosting Kaizer Chiefs, the biggest club in the land. Yes, I do go by the name of Oscar Mduduzi Football, where I discuss and engage on anything to do with football, from Africa to the world and from the world to Africa. Interesting game, a proper 90 minutes of proper competition. What was vital for both coaches was a positive result, and a positive result was nothing less than 3 points. And on this one, Nasreddine Nabi takes 3 points back to Naturena. And what is more interesting is that we were able to identify the philosophies or the type of plays that the Tunisian coach is leaning towards, and obviously it's clear what Denton's Malisela is all about. The very first point I want to go to is this one, that as much as the Amakhosi faithful are happy they've won 3 points, but it is clear this is a work in progress. This is their first competitive match, and 3 points in the bag, and yes, 1 goal conceded, but they've scored. There's more positives than negatives, and one of those negatives, if I may, maybe rather start with the positive. I like the defense. I think the defense is really worked on that defense. It's a disciplined backline that consists of Frosler, right back, Cross, left back, who won the man of the match, and then the central pairing between the new signings of Dotley and Miguel Inacio of Angola. I like that they're very disciplined. But the very first point I want to make is that there's a lot of work that needs to be done on that midfield. The midfield, to be honest, is weak. And in my prediction of the first 11 that Nabi I was hoping was going to start with, I had made it clear that, and I was attacked by a lot of Kaizer Chiefs fans with that first 11 I made. You can watch the video. I had made it clear that I don't think that it would be fair to start Njabulo Blom, considering that he's only been with the team for less than 14 days, and it would not make sense to throw him there, considering that there were players before him who's been with Nabi for over 2 months. So I didn't even see him starting, being in the starting 11. Yes, I was thinking he might make it in the squad, but on this game, Nabi made it clear that he's not ready to start, and but you can actually see the hole in that Kaizer Chiefs midfield. Zwane, yes, you can tell the boy has got talent, the boy is quality, but there are elements in his game that need attention. There are elements in his game that need a lot of work. For me, he's not a starter as yet, as good as he is, or as good as the Kaizer Chiefs fans would want him to be, but he is not a player that should be starting game. Let us not rush Samuel Zwane into starting games, maybe coming from the bench to learn from those who will be starting before him. His partnership between, him and Mart in that double pivot that Nabi started with was they were too far apart, and some of hospital passes, careless passes that Samkelo was making. And a lot of people will almost always go for Mark because he's not a fan favorite, but he's the captain of the club. But you notice that Mark worked tirelessly, but he was almost alone because Samkelo Zwane was not there. The poor marking, the lack of compactness between him and Zwane, there's no communication between the two players, and it's all because the readiness of Samkelo Zwane. He is not ready to start matches, and that's my opinion. You can have your say on the comments below, and that's the very first point. That midfield needs work, and hopefully they will, if they play a team that's better oiled, like Orlando Pirates, like Stellenbosch FC, they will encounter a lot of problems. That is Kaizer Chiefs, because they don't have a midfield. They actually bypass the middle, because you can tell that Nabi plays a lot of direct football with a lot of transitional moments, transitional plays, and that's how even the second goal came about. They bypass the middle, and the front four. I was a bit surprised that Dupree was not part of that front four. He started with a side. But the first point is the midfield is poor. The midfield is the investments must be made, and obviously they've already brought in Njabulo Blom to assist, and Ox was not in the squad, and it is what it is. It's a different chef, it's a different cook, and Nasreddine Nabi is in charge. Point number 2. Dendens Malisela. His identity, his philosophy is clear. Marumo Gallants started this game very well. Unfortunately for them, the pace of First Division Mvela is not that of the Premiership. It is different. They started well. I mean, they have players who have played in the Premiership before, but that fire they started with was already dying out at the end. I'm talking about Unyaope Mahlatsi, I'm talking about Xolamlamba. Him and Manaka, they controlled that midfield. They were bossing that midfield, starting with the game. Xolamlamba, Manaka, they did extremely well. But as the game progressed, they were tiring out. Clearly, Marumo Gallants needs players who let's say who played in the Premiership last season, not players who have not had a contract for over a year. Mahlatsi and Xolamlamba, as good as they are, but they are off the pace. But you can tell that Dendens wants his team to knock the ball around, involve the fullbacks who also push up. It was how the goal came about. It was worked out very well, and but obviously maybe before the window closes on the 20th of September, they might need to get 1 or 2 strikers so that they can really have some teeth going up front. Point number 3, my man of the match by far was a Gatsen AMG Sirino. Brilliant. He came to Kaizer Chiefs for free. He was a bargain. Match day 1, he's got 1 assist, and he was involved with a lot of goals that he created. There are times where a Gatsen Sirino, which is something that he's had since from his days at Mamelodi Sundowns, there are times where he'll find himself where he has to take a shot on goal, but he will more often than not lay it off for a player. And that's one thing sometimes that's frustrating, but can also be a positive for the team, because I mean he gave a beautiful pass to a Shivaviro who missed. A Shivaviro, a Duba, these players I'm mentioning, they will eat nice. Only if they are able to open up and look at the gaps, Sirino will almost always find them. And what is more interesting is that the game between Polokwane City and Amazulu, Oswin Apollos, who's been linked to Kaizer Chiefs, was not in the squad. Probably that's just clear that Ozwenapolis will definitely be leaving Polokwane City. And if he comes to Kaizer Chiefs with the direct football or the transitional play that Nabi is employing, that means that if Sirino, he's the one weak link in that front four. If Sirino is taken out, then Apolis, Sirino, Shaba are playing behind Shivaviro, then that means that Kaizer Chiefs will be dangerous going to the front. And that actually makes up my third point, that by far, Gatsen Sirino was my man of the match. Point number 4. Nabi believes in the youngsters. And he started with 2. He started with the Shabalala, and he started with the Samkelo Zwane in the middle. I mean, even Cross is a youngster, he's 23 or 24. He believes in young players, and that's a great deal for Kaizer Chiefs and for the future. The 2 players that came from the bench, they were both involved in the winning goal. Duba coming from the left was brilliant. Brilliant first touch. He's got the pace. The reason why, whether it's a red card or not, the reason why Malungwane ended up getting a red card was because of a Duba, a true pass coming again from a Sirino, rounding Malungwane. Malungwane could tell that he was not going to catch the player. The only thing was to do was to tackle the player, and that's how he got his red card. But anyway, Duba was the one who led off a pass for a marker who intelligently let it go through his legs, and Mfundo Vilakazi scored a sweet, beautiful goal for Kaizer Chiefs, earning his team 3 points. So, Nabi, credit to you, sir. You believe in the young players, and the only young player that disappointed today was a Samkelo Zwane. But a Shabalala, a Cross, Mfundo Vilakazi, a Duba, they were all brilliant, and they all deserve 5-star. Point number 5, which is the very first lesson I'm closing this episode with. And if you have not subscribed, what are you waiting for? Help me reach 10,000 subscribers by December. Share this content with all of your friends who love and follow African football. It doesn't have to be a Kaizer Chiefs fan. Engage on the comments below. I do attempt to reply on all the comments, whether they are negative, whether they are positive. I do try and reply. Now, point number 5. That teenager from the Democratic Republic of Congo called Saile. I mean, this guy must be used as a sweetener to get a police to Naturen. I mean, that guy can be sent to Polokwane City on loan or used as part of the deal that could bring a police to Kaizer Chiefs. Because, this guy is not improving. He's got the pace, but his first touch, he tried to trap a ball in and his first touch is always poor. And again, and a police playing with a Sirino, playing with a Shabalala behind a Shivaviro will make this team really, really, really dangerous. Obviously, he's made it clear that some of the players I've mentioned in the beginning, that they are not part of his plans. As to why Saile is still there, it is mind-boggling. This guy is not improving. He will not be helping the team. Modi will come back, and Modi is far better than Saile. He's not adding any quality to this Kaizer Chiefs side, and I think it's time for him to go. So I think the best thing for Kaizer Chiefs is to use Saile almost like a swap deal and money to get Ozwenapolis. Ozwenapolis must play for a bigger team in South Africa. He's got an international experience. He's playing for Bafana, and I believe that he has to play for the big 3 in South Africa. I don't want to waste any time. But yeah, tell me what you thought about this game. Who was your man of the match? Bradley Cross had a very good game. I like the discipline of the central pairing, but this is work in progress, and it was a very good result for Kaizer Chiefs and their team. Congratulations to Mfundo Vilakazi. This is what you need to do, young man. Score goals work on your first touch, work on eliminating players, and that's what Dube was also doing on the left. And this is a much deserved 3 points for Kaizer Chiefs. And I end it there by saying, may God bless you all.